Hello and welcome to round 8 of the 2019 GP4 Offline Championship. We are here for the Turkish Grand Prix at the Istanbul Park circuit for round 8 of the season. And after last race, where we had the Canadian Grand Prix at the Montreal circuit, we had, no surprise, a Brawn GP winning the race. And, well, what did we expect, really? Brawn have absolutely dominated so far this season, and we've only had one non-Brawn win, which is obviously Florian Volker at the Monaco Grand Prix. But speaking of, obviously, the Canadian Grand Prix, the race rating was given a 6.8 out of 10. The driver of the day, no surprise, was voted for by you guys, was Waze Kuba, who impressed by, well, first of all, taking the lead on the first corner from Mikos Gal, and, well, just having a really good race, coming home in third place, and no one else really deserved it other than him, to be honest. But so well done to Waze Kuba. We are here at the much-loved Istanbul Park circuit, which unfortunately is no longer on our calendar and has not been for, it will be 6 years next year, which is, to be honest, it is quite shocking and quite sad. I don't actually know the reason why this track was actually was no longer on the calendar. I believe, can you guys let me know, it was off the calendar because they weren't getting big enough attendances. I believe that's why it was off the calendar, but I'm not sure. But anyway, that's not the point, as we are now here on the grid. So the qualifying was wet, so we have the two Red Bulls, Florian Volker and James Willis on pole, Jay McKenzie an impressive third, followed by Miklos Gall in fourth, Adam Wolf, a very good qualifying from him, in fifth place, Will Neller in seventh, followed by Finnish Dragon in eighth, and Alex Southgate in sixth. Sorry, I completely missed him out there. Impressive qualifying as well from Finnish Dragon, returning from injury after Robert Ionescu replaced him. Ninth place is Joseph Williams, followed by Victor Bobo, who is also returning, replacing Armar Carr, who did a decent job in the Canadian race, and he is in 10th place. 11th place is Evan Byrne, followed by Wade Cooper in 12th. Not particularly good qualifying from him after the Canadian Grand Prix, the way he was there. 13th place is Rella Moichin, followed by Jack Boyman in 14th. 15th place is George Roke, a very disappointing qualifying from him, followed by Paige Knight, also very disappointing qualifying from her, in 16th place. 17th place is Michael Mocho, I believe his best qualifying of the season, with Felix Sontag a very, very disappointing 18th place. I'm not quite sure what happened to him in qualifying. Viggo Holston is in 19th, followed by Jordan Maturin in 20th. And then at the back of the grid, on the last row, is, very surprisingly, the two Force Indias, Azul Zafri and Sam Thompson. So, as I said, it was wet conditions in qualifying, so that spiced up the grid a fair bit, like it usually does in this championship. As we come to the weather, as you can see, the weather forecast, it is predicted to be dry, which I'm quite glad, because although I don't mind wet races, I think personally dry is better for the championship. I mean, everyone complains about wet, especially in normal Formula 1. But anyway, so we are about to go onto the grid for this race, and hopefully as well we should have a normal starting procedure, because obviously last week in Canada it kind of freaked me out, and it was going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, but really old-fashioned. But anyway, here we are. We are about to start the Turkish Grand Prix. 58 laps around the Istanbul Park circuit. Who will get the best jump in the turn? Will it be Willows or Volker? The lights are coming on. We're now on 4 lights. We're now on 5 lights. And the lights are out, and away we go. And who gets the best start to turn 1? It looks like Volker's got a pretty good start, and Williams is going to get second, and Southgate's made a great start. He's already up into P4. He's got past McKenzie and Wolf. McKenzie's not made a good start, and neither has Wolf. McKenzie already dropped down to fifth place, as Volker is already away in the lead, with Gal right behind James Williams, with Southgate 4th, McKenzie 5th, Wolf 6th. So a great start by Alex Southgate in the Brawn. As Florian Volker comes down through turn 6, about to come into turn 7, as there is all a bit of contact between Thompson and Sontag there. Sontag, who's also not made a very good start, he's down to 21st on lap 1, so not been a very good weekend so far for the German driver, as we're about to come into the infamous turn 8 section, a series of 3 left-handers, as Southgate is right behind his teammate Gal, who is right behind James Williams. Will Gal make a move coming into turn 9? And the answer is, it's very close. Willis is forcing him out. Has Gal made the move? No, he hasn't. And Gal stays behind him. And now McKenzie's going to come right behind Southgate, as he's going to now try and make a move on the straight. Is he going to be able to make a move for the right-hander? And no, he's not. Mackenzie has to back off, as there's already a yellow flag, and that's Victor Abobo. And Victor Abobo, on his race return, is already out on lap 1. How unfortunate. As you can see, he has a bit of contact there from the McLaren of, I believe that is Joseph Willows, I think. And the answer is yes, it is Joseph Willows. So you can see what happened here. So it was Willows trying to make a move on the inside of Ibobo, and Ibobo just didn't look like he really knew he was there. I mean, I think that was a pretty legitimate move there from Willows. But anyway, he is out of the race, Ibobo, after just 1 lap on his return. I bet he wish he hadn't even bothered waking up this morning. But anyway, so the race has to go on as all these cars are stuck behind. I believe is that George Roke in the BMW, and is that who? That Toyota has just gone past 3 cars. Paige Knight, what an incredible move from her! I think she just went past the. She did. She went past the McLaren, the Lotus, and the BMW. That is some move there from Paige Knight. Well done. That's got to be one of the overtakes of the season as Joseph Willis just peels into the pits right in front of her. I've never seen anything like that. I don't think I've ever seen a driver go past 3 cars before in one corner. And that shows the talent that Paige Knight does have in this series. As that is Viggo Holst now off into the turn 8 section. As we go into turn 8, as you can see, just coming out of turn 7, he was running in 11th place. He's made up a few positions. Moitin already up into 9th. Good start from him. You can see he just goes a bit wide. He loses the car. He gets on the dirty stuff. And unfortunately just can't control it. Goes onto the little bit of AstroTurf. And then he goes onto the runoff area. So he is now down the order as someone was making a move there into turn 10. Not quite sure who, but here is an on-board between Alex Southgate and Miklos Gal. Southgate makes a move on his teammate. This will be important for the championship because Southgate will not want to let his teammate Gal go. As Southgate makes the move onto the inside and Gal concedes him the position. So, well, a good move there, Alex Southgate. He is on a mission right now, already up to 3rd for being 6th as we're on board with Jordan Maturi, who's right by his teammate Mocho. There's a lot of moving about and it's very close on the back straight there, but no collisions have been involved. And Michael Mocho has been off. So Michael Mocho was running in 16th. I believe this is Thompson he's running with, and they made contact the two, and Mocho went off the track, and he's lost those positions. He's all the way down to 18th place, and that is why Maturin was right behind him onto the back straight. Maturin obviously had all the speed coming around the corner, and he tried to get past him, but he just couldn't quite do it. He had to back off before the right-hander. I believe it's turn 11, I think that is. As they come down into turn 12, 13, and 14. As here we show the Williams, as there is James Willows running in 2nd place. Volker has absolutely disappeared off into the distance. As remember with Rella Moitian, who's gone wide coming out of turn 8, and here comes Evan Byrne, who's going to make a move on the inside of Moitian. Is he going to make the move stick? And there's contact, and Evan Byrne spun, and the Toyota's just gone through, and George Roke's just gone through as well, and so are a number of cars. There goes the McLaren, there goes Thompson, and there goes another car, but you can see what happened. So Moitian tried to force Evan Byrne over, and unfortunately Byrne just couldn't quite turn the car, and it was almost inevitable that there was going to be contact there. And they both spin around, and the Jack Boyman nearly avoids him, and I think that was Paige Knight that went through, and it was Paige Knight. So if you go on board with her, you can see what happens. So Boyman just manages to sneak past there, and Knight, thanks to her actions, just manages to avoid Evan Byrne's car. Close escape from Paige Knight. What a race she's having right now. She's made a 3-car overtake and narrowly avoided a collision there. As there go the 2 Lotus cars. Pass, so they're no longer last, and there goes, I think, Viggo Holst as they rejoin, and Burns still hasn't got past Moyton as Moyton rejoins back in front of him. I bet Byrne will probably be sick of the sight of his car. As you can see, Moyton has got back in front of Byrne. As we come down, as there is a yellow flag out at turn 1, and who's spun out? It's Nella and Mackenzie. Well, Nella and Mackenzie have spun out. What has happened here? So Mackenzie, who's not had a good race so far from 3rd, he's dropped down the order, and Nella tried to make a move on the inside. Mackenzie got in front of him, but Nella couldn't stop the car, and contact was made into turn 1, and both the drivers have spun out. Unfortunate there for Will Nella and also for Mackenzie. Mackenzie had a really good qualifying in the wet for BMW, unlike his teammate George Roke, who was all the way down in 15th. Mackenzie just seems to have had the better car this season, or just seems to have made the BMW work this season for him, whereas George Roke just hasn't. As Finley Stracker is now all the way up to 7th, so a great race from him so far. I bet he's never seen points for so long, but Stracker will want to consolidate that 7th place, or at least treasure it, as it probably won't last. But depending on if the faster cars get back past him, As we're on board here is Waze Cooper, who's right next to who's trying to overtake the Williams of, I believe that is Adam Wolf, and there's contact made, and Cooper has spun right in front, and the Renault's hit him, and that is Finlay Strachan. Finlay Strachan has hit him, and he's out the race, as Boyman's stuck behind him. So is Knight as well. They're stuck behind these cars, and George Roke there, and George Roke has hit Cooper. George Roke has hit Cooper, and now that Cooper has lost his wheel, and Strachan has as well, so George Roke's going to have to go to the pits. His luck is not getting any better, and now Moichin spun again. Oh my goodness, there's been a lot of incidents in this race, and Moichin just clatters into the back of Jordan Maturin right there, and he just spins right in front of the Williams in the Ferrari there as all the other drivers go past. So it was going well for Moichin, but he's now stone dead at the back. So I think the chance of points have now gone out of the window. So that's unfortunate there for the Hungarian driver, who was running up in ninth and made up quite a few positions after all the fracas that has happened. Here's Azul Zafri's up into ninth, so he's made a great recovery. James Willows has spun. James Willows now has spun. What has happened to him? So Southgate was right behind him for second place. As we're on lap 10 at the moment, and Willows just made a mistake. He locked up coming into turn, I think 3 is that? I'm not particularly good at the corners, but you can see here he just slides and he loses the car. As we have a look at another view of it, he comes round and you can see just a slight lock up there. He almost looks like he controls it, but then he loses the car once again. He just can't correct the oversteer, and unfortunately he spins around and loses that second place. So now Volker is still in the lead, but that means the Brawn of Alex Southgate is free to go and attack him or try and overtake him, as now Will Nella is in the pits for the first stop of the race. So Nella, who obviously was involved in the collision with Jay McKenzie, he is now right at the back of the field. This is not the race that he would have wanted, as he was flooring Volker, who's about to lap him soon. Coming down the front straight, there's Gal in second place with Southgate in third. And then, Jack Boyman was off. Jack Boyman has spun off spectacularly and he's smashed into the wall. Oh my goodness, what has happened there? Jack Boyman lost it spectacularly coming out of turn 8. Out of the triple left-hander, sorry. So, what happened there? It looked like he had a problem with the car, I believe. So coming around, this was coming around obviously the second part of it, and then coming around the final part. So he seemed to be going okay then. I think he had a problem with the car. And as he comes round, he seems to be okay, but it's as soon as he almost turns around, and that is why he had a suspension failure. Oh my goodness, that was the worst possible time to have a suspension failure, and Jack Boyman spectacularly goes off into the walls. That was a very scary crash right there. Let's just hope he is okay from that. And wow, I don't think I've seen a crash like that before. As you can see, he just goes and he just can't control the car, and off he goes. I mean, unfortunately, as there was no gravel there, it couldn't slow him down. He just goes off on the runoff, and he can't really stop the car, because obviously the gravel would have slowed him down then, and obviously the grass didn't do so. But wow, that was some crash from Jack Boyman there. Oh my goodness, but let's hope he is okay. And the yellow flags, no surprise, come out for that if you have one more look at it. So he seems to be going around normally, and then boop, the suspension goes, and off he goes, does a 360, does a few spins and whatnot, and off he goes. Whew. Wow, that was some crash right there, probably up there for crash of the season at the end of season awards, or whatnot. But Jack Boyman, that is his chance of points gone from this race, and now we only have one Toyota remaining. Page Knight is the only one that could get some points for the Toyota team. Here's on board with Adam Wolf, who's almost lost the car coming round into turn 3 and 4, and he managed to control it very well, but that was nearly a mistake there by Adam Wolf, who had a really good qualifying in the wet conditions. As you can see, he just comes round and he loses the car. He manages almost to control it there, but he manages to keep control of it. He doesn't at least spin it, but Adam Wolf still keeps his 5th place, as Sontag is up into 6th place out of all this. How the hell in the world has he got up there? But well done to him. He has got up to 6th place in all this carnage. It's gone completely unnoticed. As Viggo Holst is now in the pits for Renault. And Holst, who he didn't have a particularly good qualifying, as he will now come out of the pits. Done 8-second stop, so I imagine he'll have to stop again. Holst will come out in 15th place, as here is, I believe, is that Will Nella behind George Roke in the BMW Sauer, I believe it is, as Roke tries to defend. Nella coming into turn 1, but Nella is going to make the move stick, I believe, and yes, he does. George Roke is a bit wide, and Nella makes the move stick on Roke. He will want to recover. All his place is lost after, well, collision with Mackenzie, and obviously the pit stop that he had. Now into the pits comes Viggo Holst again, already on lap 18. He must, I think he must have had a problem on lap 10. I don't really know why Holst has pitted twice here, but he must have a problem unless the team didn't put enough fuel in his car. I don't quite know what that's about, but anyway, Florian Volker, the leader, now comes into the pits for Red Bull. So let's see how quick this will be. Volker, who's had an incredibly easy race so far. He's had no trouble at the front whatsoever, as he now comes into the pits. Let's see how quick this stop will be for him. So Volker comes in. Stop will be, this is the Force India crew, obviously. They made the stop at 11.2, so it looks like Volker will probably be trying a 2-stop, as now Miklos Gal from 3rd place comes into the pits. Is it 3rd place? No, I think it might be 2nd, because obviously Willow's spun, unless Southgate got past him. I can't actually remember, unfortunately. Memory's gone there, but anyway, Gal is in the pits. Let's see how quick this stop will be from the Brawn crew. And he comes and he does a 14-second stop, a bit slower there from the Brawn team than Red Bull, but it doesn't matter anyway. As here we're on board with Florian Volker right behind his teammate James Willis coming round into turn 8, and Volker's gone wide here. Volker has gone and he's spun off. Volker, who's running behind his teammate, has made a big mistake here. And is this going to hand the initiative to Alex Southgate, as he for some reason takes the long way around trying to rejoin the track there? But oh my goodness, Florian Volker has spun off there. Wow, and he was just following behind his teammate, and he's made a very bad mistake. So it didn't look like there was anything happening. He was just right behind his teammate, but he probably got caught in the turbulent air of James Willis's car. And oh my goodness, as we have a look at the replay right here, he just goes wide there, and he goes over the curb, and he loses it pretty spectacularly. Goes right off on the Astra, and he manages to rejoin pretty quickly. Well, I managed to get going pretty quickly, but then obviously he takes the long way round trying to get back onto the track here. I don't really know what the point of that was, but he goes back on, as now Felix Sontag for McLaren comes into the pits. Felix Sontag, who's had a pretty good race so far, and it's gone unnoticed. Sontag, who obviously had a pretty poor qualifying, he was only 18th, so he would have wanted to have had a much better race today, as he will rejoin. 10.8 second stop there from the McLaren crew. He will rejoin outside the top 10, it looks like. I don't know if he'll rejoin in front of Roland Moitian. And he comes out the pits. Now into the pits comes Alex Southgate. So this will be interesting. Southgate was running in 2nd. Volker had a clear lead. But how much will Southgate have closed since Volker had spun off? This will be very interesting. So Southgate comes into the pits, as there is another car in the pits in front. I'm not quite sure what that is. Is that a Lotus in front? I'm not sure. As the obviously the team crew member in front of me is looking at, and it is a Lotus, and I was right. I'm not sure which one though, but it is a Lotus, as Volker does come out only just ahead of Southgate. So fortunately that mistake has not cost Volker the lead, but that means Southgate is going to be right behind Volker for the rest of the race. Now this could be interesting, so we can see what the pace of the Red Bull is going to be like, as now James Willows finally comes in for his first stop on lap 25. Quite a late stop, so he's gone a lot on these tyres, so obviously he will be doing a 2-stop as he comes into the pits. So Willows obviously made that mistake when under pressure from Southgate for 2nd place, which may have cost him which has certainly cost him the chance for a win, even if he did have a chance for the win, which is now gone obviously with that spin. As there goes Gal, he goes past into 3rd place. James Willows comes out behind Gal, and he will come out in 4th. So now Sam Thompson from Force India comes into the pits. So Sam Thompson's doing really well as well. He's running in the top 10 after starting dead last, I believe. As Joseph Willows, also from McLaren, comes into the pits as well. So both McLarens are doing pretty well. Willows has recovered very well since obviously the collision early on with Victor Bobo on the first lap. As here we're on board with the Williams of, I'm not sure which Williams this is, but he's gone right into the back of the Toyota of Page and Knight there, and it's Adam Wolf, and he's spun. And that is going to cost Adam Wolf dearly, and he gets going fairly straight away, but that has cost him a lot of time there trying to get past Knight. He was trying to go for a move, which I don't think was really ever on there. As we're now on board with the Red Bull of James Willers right behind Nicholas Gal, the battle for third place here. So Gal's not been able to get away from James Willers, so he's not been able to get that car sorted. Gal moves right in front of Willows, and that was so close to a collision there. I don't really know what that was about, but that was very, very close to being kind of a Verstappen-Raikkonen-esque at Spa there. So as we have a look at it again, so Willers tried to move. He moved to the right, and then Southgate moved right. Gal moved right in front of him, and swear that was quite dangerous there from Nicholas Gal. But Willers makes the move stick nonetheless. So well done to Willers there. That was quite a scary defensive manoeuvre there from Nicholas Gal. Now into the pits comes Volker and Southgate. They're right behind each other for the next stop. Now this is going to be very interesting. Who is going to get out in front of the pit stops? This will pretty much decide the race, depending on if Volker can get away or not. But Volker goes into his goes into his pit box, and so does Southgate just up ahead. So who will make the better stop here? This is a crucial pit stop for this Grand Prix. So who will get out in front? Will Volker get out in front, or will Alex Southgate get out in front? And the answer is Volker will get out in front. Southgate's stop not as quick as Volker. Half a second separated that stop, and that was enough for Volker to get back out in front. So that is crucial for this race. So Volker now leads. Can he get away from Southgate, or can Southgate make an overtake and win this Grand Prix? It's now rid of Muichin. Toro Rosso comes into the pits on lap 43. We've only got 15 laps to go, as Azul Zafri's in the pits as well for Force India. Azul Zafri's had a pretty quiet race himself. We haven't really heard much from him. He comes out just ahead of Muichin in the stops, as now James Willers comes into the pits right behind the Renault of, I believe it is Viggo Holst. Yeah, because Finnish Draken is out of the race, so it can only be Viggo Holst, as Willows now comes in to third place into his pit box, as the Williams crew are there just in front, ready for the Williams of probably Adam Wolf. Not sure yet, but Felix Sontag there in 6th place. As Willows comes out, he has to wait for the other driver there to go out, as Mikos Gal comes into the pits as well. So he will come out in 4th place. He'll come out behind Willows. So can he catch him down and get himself a podium? We will see. Willows comes out in 3rd. Gal will come out in 4th. Sontag is in 5th. So Sontag from 18th is in 5th place. And he's actually almost past Gal. A great performance there by Felix Sontag, as here is Joseph Willows right behind Adam Wolf for 6th place. Will he make the move? And Willows is on the inside, and he makes the move stick. And what a great move there from Joseph Willows past Evan Byrne, not Adam Wolf. But a great move there from Willows, who's also having a great recovery drive after his lap 1 skirmish with Florian Volker. As here is the Red Bull, I believe this is, Florian Volker in the lead, unless it's Willows in 2nd place. But I'm not sure. And oh wait, is that Florian Volker? That is Florian Volker! Florian Volker in the lead has suffered an engine failure. Is he going to go into the pits? No, he's not, because his path was blocked by the Force India. So that is handed victory, surely, on the plate to Alex Southgate. Oh my goodness me, I cannot believe what has just happened there. Florian Volker, the victory has just slipped out of his grasp. And there goes Alex Southgate. He is going to win the Turkish Grand Prix with just 2 laps to go. Florian Volker, he cannot believe it. He must be fuming like his engine, which is very hot right now. He must be red-faced. And oh my goodness me, I just can't. I feel so sorry for Volker. As I said, he could have won in Australia if not for that incident with Sam Thompson. And even though he has won in Monaco, he would have wanted to win this to try and get himself into title contention. And this, unfortunately, is going to keep him out of title contention for now, as James Willows is in 3rd place. So James Willows is going to take 2nd place off him when he catches up with him. He's well away from Alex Southgate, so Southgate is going to ease to victory, as Volker is still going despite his engine essentially up in smoke. It's still going, as there goes the Force India past him there, as a marshal is for some reason on the track waving a yellow flag. Obviously a little bit of a glitch there, but Volker is still somehow going. He wants to try and make it to the end, but that engine is not going to last, as there is the Ferrari there of Will Neller who goes past, as Volker, I believe, is now starting to slow, and yes, he is. He is slowing down on the back straight. So as that wasn't, I thought that changed Willows then, but that's the Toro Rosso. As Volker, just before the pits again, unfortunately pulls off, and Florian Volker's win has been taken away from him. How unlucky was that? Oh my goodness me, as he finally retires from the Turkish Grand Prix. What an unbelievable scenes here at the Istanbul Park Circuit. There goes the marshal, set to push him away. Volker, as I said, he will be absolutely livid with that. His second win of the season will be taken away, as here is Alex Southgate, who is going to take the win, and he's going to take, I believe, only his second win of the season. And Alex Southgate, who won the Chinese, not the Chinese Grand Prix, he won the Malaysian Grand Prix in wet conditions. He has come from 6th place on the grid. He didn't have a particularly good qualifying. The Brauns didn't look that fast during the weekend. The Red Bulls certainly looked like the quicker car, but Alex Southgate made a great start. He was up to 4th, as there was a battle in front between, I believe, Sam Thompson and Adam Wolf for the final point spot. And Thompson has made the move stick, so he's going to take 8th place away from Adam Wolf, and they're going to be lapped. So can Wolf get back past? It's side by side between the two, but Adam Wolf is going to have to back off. Adam Wolf is going to have to be lapped by Southgate, so that means Adam Wolf is going to get no points today. What a disappointment after a great qualifying, and Thompson is going to get 8th place, even if he does get lapped, but I'm not sure. But anyway, Alex Southgate is about to come round. He's coming around turn 12, he's coming around turn 13 in the penultimate corner, and he's now coming round turn 14. Alex Southgate comes round down the final straight, and he's going to take Braun's 7th win after 8 races, and Florian Volker must be absolutely fuming, as Alex Southgate wins the Grand Prix and makes it 7 out of 8 for Braun. And wow, that was just some ending to the Grand Prix. That was, no one expected that to come. There goes Roland Moyton across the line, and George Brooks come home in disappointing 13th. His bad luck continues. Moyton's bad luck also continues as well, as Willows is well behind. He's still yet to come across the finishing line. As there goes Roke coming across, and here is James Willows. He is going to come across the line and make it a Braun 1-3, but it would have been a 1-2 had Volker not suffered the engine failure. Well, it would have actually, no, it wouldn't have been a 1-3. But anyway, Miklos Gal is going to come home in 3rd place. So Gal, he'll be happy with the podium. As Felix Sonntag, a fantastic race from him, gets 4th place. He actually wasn't that far from Gal. So a fantastic race from 18th on the grid, and from Joseph Willows as well. Joseph Willows, who had that incident with Victor Bobo on lap 1, he has recovered to 5th place. A great race by both McLaren today. Well done to them both. As Evan Byrne takes a good 6th place for Williams. Here comes Michael Mocho. He's going to take 15th place. And here comes the Toyota of Paige Knight, who made that spectacular 3-car move early on in the race. So well done to her, as Jordan Maturin comes home in 16th, and Sam Thompson takes 8th. He nabbed the final point off Adam Wolf at the perfect time. So well done to Thompson for that, and he recovers to 8th place, having been basically stone dead last. So well done to Sam Thompson, the Brit there. And that has been the Turkish Grand Prix. That was quite a good race, I have to say. But it always usually is at the Istanbul Park Circuit. But anyway, here are the results. So Alex Southgate wins. James Willows is 2nd. Miklos Gal 3rd. Felix Sonntag 4th. Joseph Willows 5th. Burns 6th. Knight 7th. Thompson completes the points in 8th. With Wolf, Zafri, Nella, Moyton, Roke, Holst, Mocho, and Maturin all a lap down, with Volker still classified. But obviously he retired with the engine failure, with Boyman, McKenzie, Strachan, Kuba, and of course Victor Bobo out of the race. Boyman with that spectacular crash with his suspension failure at turn 8 on lap 12. And here are the fastest laps. So Volker set the fastest lap of the race, with Southgate just behind him in 2nd, and Wilner 3rd, despite only finishing 11th. Sonntag 4th, Byrne 5th, Willows 6th, Zafri 7th, James Willows 8th, Gal 9th, Holston 10th, Boyman 11th, and Moyton, Thompson, Roke, and Knight completing the top 15. Then Kuba, Wolf, McKenzie, Maturin, Strachan, Mocho, and Victor Bobo, who didn't set a lap because obviously he got taken out on lap 1. But here are the drivers standing. So Miklos Gal's lead is now down to just 7 points ahead of Southgate, who is 20 points ahead of Florian Volker, with James Willows now only 4 points behind Volker with 36, with McKenzie well behind in 5th place with 19, and Nella with 12, Joseph Willows 10, Felix Sonntag 10, Knight 10, Zafri 9, Kuba 7, Boyman 7, Wolf 5, Roke 5, Holst 5, Byrne 5, Thompson 4, Bobo 1, and then obviously the drivers with no points: Moyton, Carr, Mocho, Ionescu, Strachan, Maturin, and Garcia. And in the constructors, Braun have got a big lead over Red Bull in the constructors, with Red Bull having a massive lead over BMW for second, with McLaren now all the way up to fourth with that double points finish. Ferrari down to fifth, Toyota sixth, Force India seventh, Williams eighth, Renault ninth, Taurus 10th, and Lotus 11th. Well, that has been the Turkish Grand Prix. That was quite a spectacular race, but it is no surprise the Turkish Grand Prix, so we weren't really expecting anything else. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the race, and don't forget, well, you know the drill, don't forget to vote for your driver of the day and give the race rating a rate out of 10. That didn't quite work. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys, and we will see you for the next round, the British Grand Prix at the Silverstone International Circuit. Goodbye.